Welcome, everybody. Hey, it's Aaron Live. This is an afternoon with Aaron. It's kind of a kinder, gentler show. I don't know that it could be any kinder or gentler than it already is, but welcome. Thanks for dropping in with me with no announcement, which I like to do. Just kind of, go when I got to go. And that didn't sound right, because when you got to go, you got to go. Go live, that is. Hey, welcome, everybody. Okay, let's see who's here. Fox Pro is the first one in the house, so he gets absolutely nothing for that honor, but we appreciate him being here. Eric the Guapo is here. Jiminy Cricket is, of course, celebrating Aaron Live, as you should. It's a time of celebration, really. Andrew Hayes is here. OneBridge 11 wants to know where Ethan is. I don't know. Let's see here. Mark's here. Keith Bertrand. Too Much 77 says hi. And I want to welcome you. Stephen Ing says, good timing. I have Wi-Fi for 10 minutes more. Well, we'll try and get something accomplished in 10 minutes, Stephen. And of course, we do sort of have this this bald goatee thing going on, don't we? I mean, it's any bald guy, you want hair someplace, right, to kind of balance it out. So and I see Andrew Hayes says Aaron must be getting old. He keeps having these streams earlier in the day. Well, you know what else I have for you early in the day? There you go. LVL 60. That's an age reference, I'm sure, but I don't really. Loving Life at 60. I'm not 60. Maybe you are, John, but oh, I see. Well, this is what I have to do by 8:30. So, let's see. Yeah, I just did an interview with some guy, Robert. Oh my goodness, Robert Willing. I just did an interview with him. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to go live because I actually have something to do. Hey, Omar Comics is actually kind of proud of himself. He says, first time I'm here this early. Hello. Thanks, Omar. Appreciate you dropping in. Is EVS, is he live right now, or is he drawing? I don't know. Well, what are you going to do? People that are watching him can watch me later, I guess. Anyway, so that's what I'm here to do, is draw. I have, as you guys know, well, actually, let's just take a look so I can show you that this is not something I just made up. Of course, I have to push the 6 buttons to share. Here we go. There's the old Wraith of God campaign as it stands right now. It says 18 days left. I think it's actually, well, yeah, not counting today, because today is like 19. But anyway, we're at 884. We have $64,506 so far. I think that's tremendous, and I'm so grateful and appreciative to all you guys for helping out, making this a success that it is. But we still have a long ways to go. There's still a lot of stretch goals to get, some really cool stuff. And I think there's more growth here. And so let's keep pushing it. And the link, of course, is in the description here of the video. So if you haven't backed this and you want to back it, please jump over there at any time and pick a tier that best suits your needs and get behind the books. I think it's going to be really spectacular. And I got to tell you that 3 extra pages I added on the early stretch goal, you guys are going to love it. Going to love it. Okay, so let's just go back to me for the time being. Level 60. Level 60. I still don't know what that means. Like 60,000? Is that what you mean? I don't know. There. See, Ethan's always streaming. I guess I should have checked before I went on, but what the heck, right? Hey, Benjamin Lee's here. Thank you, Benjamin, for dropping by. All righty. So what's the big plan? The plan is I've got to draw a picture, and you guys get to see it live. Everybody else will have to see it later, I guess, right? So I did actually hook up the camera. I'm ready to rock and roll. The autofocus is off. All I have to do is change cameras here. And I'm proud to announce that I am once again wearing pants, or sweats anyway. So, all right, so we hit 60K. And what does that mean? That means that we get another trading card. You guys just just throw it in there. You just get it for free in your pack. So it's the Esther trading card. And I have a couple ideas, so I'll show you both what I'm thinking about doing. And then you guys maybe can sound off and give me your opinion, which I may or may not actually listen to, but I will solicit it. So it counts for something. So you'll notice I'm using the brown paper because it's, look how well you can see what I'm doing on that brown paper. It just doesn't reflect like the white, so that's always nice. Lady Celtic Moon is here. Howdy. How you doing? All right, so what I was originally thinking was something like this. I probably should just, draw the egg shape and then do the rest of the body before I put this much work into the face, but, I'm a creature of my own habits, I guess. All right, so now I'll just go ahead and kind of knock in the figure here. Got to make her hippie. Not a hippie, but hippie. Accentuate those hourglass curves, right? Got her padded shoulders because she's trendy. Trendy for 1833, I guess. 1833, how about 1883? One of those two. Okay, so you're saying, what is she holding? Well, I'll tell you what she's holding. I'll give her a big ornate cross, like any smart-minded vampire hunter would always have access to, right? So this big ornate cross that she's holding, right? Now I got to ink this so you can get full effect of what I'm thinking here. Yes, I'm fast. Do you remember I don't know if any of you guys are old enough to know that they used to have these Charleston Chew candy bars, right? There were these big, long caramel. They were intertwined, like they looked like a rope, right? And they were caramel, chocolate covered caramel, right? And they had this cowboy who would in these TV commercials, and he was called Marathon John, and he'd get in these situations, and it was like one of the villains was Quick Carl. I do everything fast, and then Marathon John would come in and give him a Marathon candy bar and say, or this Charleston Chew or whatever. I guess it was Marathon candy bars, right? And he'd say, not a Charleston Chew, but a Marathon, and he would say, nobody can eat a marathon fast, Quick Carl. And he would kind of have to slow down because of the caramel and just slowly chew it. And Yeah. Pretty silly commercials, but I remember them well from my youth. And they're actually on YouTube, and I actually went and looked it up and we just cracked up watching it. Now, of course, this isn't the finished art. This is just a layout. And I got a question for you guys, actually. Some people, well, first of all, some people have been saying I need to do offer a black and white variant on the campaign, but I can't really do that because that's like a whole nother comic book and a whole nother print job, and there's no guarantee I'd sell enough of them to warrant the cost of producing it. It might be something I'll look at in the future as a I think doing a black and white variant, meaning the whole comic book being black and white as opposed to being in color, I think I have to wait and make sure that people really like the comic first before I go down that road. But what would you guys think about me doing a little, like a sketchbook full of layouts? It would be like pamphlet sized, like, the kind of sketchbooks you might get at a, convention or something. And something like this would be in it, right? It would have all the layouts, page layouts from the issue or from the comic would be in there. And it would be, I don't know, maybe like $15 or something. And as an add-on, what do you guys think? Because I'm going to have some more original art tiers. Like when I do the original art for this, this will be up there for sale. And but in terms of just printed material, I don't know. I'm thinking about it, but I'd have to feel like there was enough people interested in actually getting the, sketchbook or the booklet of roughs or whatever you might want to call it. Yeah, like an ash can. Jeff Stout says, like an ash can. Yes, exactly like that. So it'd be like an extra $15 or something like that. And, okay, so we have our Esther card, right? But then what I would do in the background is I would do, oops, sorry, flare it out there. Okay, so she's holding the cross, right? Oh, I forgot to draw her mouth. Because she's holding that. Then, of course, we'd have some sort of border around it. Because if you remember the Wraith card that all of you guys that signed up early will be getting, here's the image. So I kind of want a companion piece to go with it, right? So the border is going to be the same, this kind of old sort of weathered look. I don't know if I'm going to use a rope or not as the border for the Esther card. We'll have to see. But let's just pretend that there's something there. But then I'm going to kind of go Scooby-Doo and do something like this with like all these sort of evil eyes behind her, right? Something like this. And this would all be black back here. So we get these eyes. Oh, the dreaded sound of the ink running out. I might also do an original art tier where I just throw in like all the roughs for the entire comic. So you can buy all the Like you'd have the entire, not just like a couple roughs, but like the whole thing, all the roughs I do for the comic. Talk on it. Black ink, black ink. So I'm thinking something, you know, something along these lines, right? So you got all the creepy eyes looking at her behind her in the card. So that's one option that I'm thinking of. Ooh, that's a good idea. Jeff Stout coming in strong. What about a rosary for the border? That'd be a really good idea. That's actually an excellent idea. Not that the character's Catholic, but it would still work really well. That's a really good idea. So yeah, so we'd have some beads or whatever, and blah blah blah. And I guess down here you probably have like there's a cross. I'd have to go look this up because I'm not, like I said, I'm not Catholic, so I don't really know. But something like that would come around here. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool, actually. Okay, then the other concept I had was, so that's kind of this one, right? Now, something like this might be actually more of a companion piece to the actual first Wraith card, but where she basically is holding a shotgun. And it might be too similar to Terry's cover design, so I don't know if I want to do this, but let's take a look and see what it looks like. Because Esther actually does have a shotgun in the comic. You know, she does brandish a shotgun. So let's see here. There we go. That's what I want, the 0.08. That's a good idea too. How about Salvation Army symbolism, like the two swords in their shield? That's good. I like that. Although I don't know if they would sue me for doing that. Let's see here. Jimmy wants to know how Shelly's doing today. She's doing okay. She had, I think she said that she'd had some nerve ablations in her neck to help with her migraines, and those always sort of like cause as much pain as they're supposed to help initially, and then it gets better. So she's recovering from that, what she did on Monday morning, which was yesterday. So she's doing pretty good, actually. Thank you for asking. That's right. She tried to stop the evil with a cross. That didn't seem to work. Time to bust out the trusty shotgun. Yeah, all the military training from the Salvation Army. Hey, you adapt, right? The way I tell the story, I do the origin story is in flashback because, and you get it in parts, like a slow reveal as you go through the story. I tend to do that a lot. I did that in the Metamorpho miniseries, those of you who read it, simply because I think it's kind of boring to start from square one. I mean, if you're going to have like a 6-page origin and then the rest of it is, your story, then that's fine. You can start from the beginning, but normally I don't like to do that. I kind of like to pick and choose my moments in the story that makes sense to dramatically flash back and say, oh yeah, this is how this started and this is how this started. And so we can assume that this story is not necessarily their first adventure together. But that isn't really, that's not something I necessarily make clear in the story, whether this is their very first attack on, dealing with monsters. Although, well, I kind of allude to the fact that it isn't, that, there was some stuff went on before. But I'm a big proponent of when you're doing, entertainment writing or dramatic writing like that, that you, that you get right into the good stuff and deal with the interesting stuff as it may be, the origin and things like that, that we kind of address that as we go as a connected part to the overall narrative, as opposed to just, this A to B to C to D storytelling. So then you got, there's a couple options there, I'm thinking. Still kind of dig this one. I think it has more mood and drama to it. The one other thing I could do as I grab some more brown paper. Is that like a Swiss Army joke? I'm not sure if that's just, if that you're being serious or if that's a bad joke. So just to cover my bases, I'm going to do this. Just in case. Yeah, I had no time to waste, Omar. Keith wants to know, will this be a one-shot? Well, initially it's going to, no. I mean, the story's self-contained. but it ends in a way that leaves the door open for future adventures. So it could just be it's more let me see, how would I say this? I think the story plays out more like a movie with the ending, like, okay, here comes the sequel. But you're not left hanging, and nor is it like everyone dies at the end, so you'll never see these characters again. So it's yeah, it's definitely set up to have more adventures if you guys demand it. It's all up to you because you're the guys that make those decisions. Now this might work too. I just thought of this. So maybe we go in a little bit closer. All right. Come on, don't. How can you glare out on me on a brown piece of paper? Okay. Too much distance between her upper lip and that bottom of her nose. Let me try that again. Something like this, all right? And then like have the gun over her shoulder kind of thing. Let me see out her hand. That may be the worst hand I've ever drawn in the history of hands. So let me try that again. I don't have my gun reference so in front of me, so she's holding it. A little full moon madness in there, maybe. I know this is a sketch, but that eye is too far back and it's driving me crazy. All right, let's try this again. Yes, the one where she's holding the cross reminds me of some of the illustrated versions of Dracula. Yeah, it does have that kind of vibe to it, doesn't it? Yes, as of right now, I'm supposed to be at the Rose City Comic Con. So unless something weird happens, I will be there. Jeff's liking this one a lot. How about that? Well, okay, we may be onto something. So maybe this is the one to go with. We'll take a look at all of them when I get this done and get some reactions. We can see them all side by side. I think I said it before, but I can't imagine these women having to wear these just must have been hotter than heck, these outfits that they wore back then. Dresses and the undergarments and everything. Ugh. Especially if you're traveling across the West in a wagon train or something. Ay, ay, ay. But hey, man, we want to be authentic, so. We could go ahead with, was it Jeff's idea for the rosary? Something like that. Rodney had the Salvation Army idea. I'm going to look into that too for a border. Some people ask me if that didn't sign up early for the campaign, would they be able to, how could they get a Wraith card? And I'll probably have like some extras available, like in an eBay store, something like that, that, you know, for, you know, $10 or whatever, I don't know. But I have to admit, I did sort of complicate the card situation by not giving you guys a code that signed up early. So when you ordered, you could just put the code in and I would know exactly who had a card and who didn't. So now I have to cross-reference emails, which is going to be a pain in the butt. But such is life. Brought it on myself. My lack of experience. Foolhardiness, what it is. So I got all the layouts done for the pop-up book, and those are being approved right now, so I can go to finish with them, and I'm getting all the costume details so that we have all the characters in the right costume, because we're dealing with Avengers and we're dealing with X-Men, so it's like it's a lot of different characters and costumes. I'm inking the beer label today. In fact, as soon as I get off this stream, I'll go and finish that up, and then I have to color that. So all the stuff that's sort of I'm obligated to before I started Wraith of God is almost out of the way, so I can rely and focus totally on Wraith of God here and get some more artwork up on the old campaign. I gotta ink Terry's cover. I want to get this card art done and posted, so we can have a really strong final week of campaigning. Okay, so here we go. Let's take a look at what we got here. Yeah, Mark's like the. Yeah, I'm doing I did a. I'll show you. Hang on a second. So I did a beer label for in a conjunction with a small what do you call them? The people that make their own, small brewery, a small IPA place, in conjunction with Bedrock City Comics. And so I did this one last year with your traditional sort of like IPA man superhero. The beer was called Up and Away. And so there's like a little story you read on the label. Of course, it wraps around the bottle, right? And so now I'm working on the second part to this one. They're doing another one this year. So that was a year ago. And then, so this one I'm doing another one. So it's kind of fun. It's some like, classic superhero artwork on a beer label. So that's what that's all about. Microbrewery, that's what we're talking. See, clearly I'm not a guy who drinks a lot of beer. Here, let me suggest this before you leave. Can you imagine the mad rush? It'd be like what was the Warner Brothers cartoon with the singing frog? One Froggy Evening, I think, was the name of that cartoon, where the guy finally had to put a sign out front that said free beer to get people to come in and watch his frog sing, which of course he never did when the people were waiting for him to sing. Okay, so here's looks like some options here for us. This is my least favorite, and I just think it's too close to what Terry did on the cover for the alternate cover. So I just don't really want to. I do like this, but I do get the idea that this more has kind of a vampire vibe to it. This might be the better choice. Give me some numbers, you guys, like 3, 2, 1 in the chat. And what do you think? So this is 1, 2, 3. I mean, these are the card you guys are going to get. So all of you guys that have backed it are getting, anybody that backs it is getting this card. So let me know what you think. Ooh, Fox likes 1. I'm torn. Oh, see, now it started strong with 3. Now it's coming back. 1's coming back strong. Oh, Mike Miller just got here. There's 3. Let's get more of a close-up with the shotgun. So really, 2, no one likes 2. So let's just cover that up and say, well, these are the 2 options we're looking at. So, I'm going to end up with a 50-50 split. So I guess I should just do them both, right? You guys get 2 cards and then we don't have to worry about it, right? Well, one of the things that also one of the stretch goals was the editorial page that has the value stamp in it, right? The character value stamp, and I'm thinking I may do more than one to put in the comics. So I could also use one of these as a value stamp too, if I don't use it as a card. If she was holding something of the Wraiths in one, I'd go for that one for sure. Well, actually, all the tools of the trade. I mean, one thing, we get this nice little establishing shot of inside his. He has a wagon, right, that she drives. That's basically his mobile bat cave, if you will, and it has all of his stuff in there. We have this great splash page. I haven't drawn it yet, but the splash page of her sitting amongst all of this stuff in this traveling wagon cave that they have. And so it'll have there's holy water, there's crosses, there's stakes, there's just all sorts of monster fighting paraphernalia in there. Ooh, you can make the end of the cross into a point for staking the vampire. Oh, that's a good idea. I like that. That's a really good idea. Lady Celtic Moon comes in strong. I like that. That's right. Crosses, stakes, bug spray. Actually, it's kind of funny. She drives the wagon. Yes, she does. Wait a minute. Shelly's a mod. She has a wrench. I gave her a wrench last time. Now, see, Shelly's taking credit. Well, asking your guys' opinion for the card, giving them some options. Hey, somebody blocked this. Oh, great. Someone blocked that porn webcam chat thing. Do I have any moderators out there? Okay, looks like someone got the spam bot. Excellent. So anyway, okay, good. So we have, I'm going to go back and actually look at the votes again, because I'm really torn now. All right, so let's, what else do I have to show you? We've only been on for 46 minutes. I can't end it that quickly, can I? All right. Let's go a little bit. Let's do a little deeper dive into the art. Oh yeah, she's on her iPad, so that may not be able to do it from there. Christopher Blaylock Fine Art just jumped in, just dropped in. Okay. So Shelly's got the wrench. I know Mike Miller's got a wrench. Leg Kick's got a wrench. So we should be covered. We have several wrenches in the house right now. So count it. There we go. Okay. So if I was to do something, I would do can't help myself. I have never been a big Fantastic Four reader, but I know that wasn't the smartest thing I've ever done. But remember, I give it away. I give it and I can take it away. So do you remember how many characters used to smoke cigars in Marvel Comics? It's like J. Jonah Jameson, Howard the Duck, The Thing, Wolverine, Graham Nolan. I'm sure there's others I'm forgetting. Probably come as a shock to you for me to tell you that never been much of a smoker, but Nick Fury, thank you very much. Cruella de Vil. I remember when these chats had like 12 people. They grow up so fast. That's so funny. And you know, the funny thing is, Statistical Zero came in late. He was not like one of an original guy on these shows. But Hellboy smokes. Mr. Fix-It. There you go. Well, yeah, but he's still Hulk. Yeah, the FF books were like that was like they used those early FF issues to launch practically every major character in the Marvel universe. It's amazing, you know. The Inhumans, and then Silver Surfer and Galactus, and then the Black Panther, and then Warlock. But also back then they didn't have that many titles, right? They were kind of held captive by DC because they signed a distribution deal basically with DC Comics, and so DC wouldn't let them publish more than 12 issues a month. So when they wanted to introduce new characters, they had to do it in Tales of Suspense or in, you know, FF or Spider-Man or whatever. And it wasn't until 1968 where they got freed up from that distribution deal. And that's why Marvel Comics exploded in 1968 with all those new titles. And that's why Journey in the Mystery became Thor. And Strange Tales became Doctor Strange because they couldn't introduce any more new titles. So they had to keep that number at 12. Thunderbolt Ross smoked. Lobo also did it. Yes, he did. Oh my gosh, that's good. Oh, I meant Shelly couldn't take it anymore. She's coming in. She's coming in.
Me and my morning coffee. Oh wait.
Well, let me finish it, Jeff.
Whew. I don't like that chair.
Shelly's coming to be the official comment moderator.
So fun.
So I'm gonna throw a little color on this too. So
let's see.
but I'll give
Jeffrey,
you-
your wife deserves a massage.
What's that?
She deserves to get a massage. You get her one, I'll split it with you. She's a way better person than I am. She works with autistic children all day.
Wow. That is commendable.
Yep. It's also a reason I could never teach elementary school. I'm not that nice of a person. I'd make him cry. Shut your pie hole. Sit down. She said, shut my pie hole. So you know how you kind of developed a streaming problem?
How do you mean?
Like you like to stream a lot?
Are you saying I stream too much?
No, just right.
Just right. Well, then it wouldn't be a problem, would it?
No. I'm going to have to pull you tomorrow. I'm not going to go on Twitter tomorrow. I'm not going to.
Well, this is all about promotion.
It is. Christopher likes my pie hole. Yep. Then I have a Velcro zombie doll that I rip the head off and throw it at him. Other than that,
Other than that, she's perfectly
I'm
reasonable.
quite the
with her.
professional teacher. Yeah, but they like it. It has like a Velcro brain, and who's ever feeling like they're nervous for the quiz, they get to wear the Velcro brain. It's really fun. Yeah, media-free day. I'm gonna have to pull me some of them.
Well, I don't
But I
really.
entertain myself all night doing that.
I don't really spend a lot of time on social media. I go in and post, and
Yeah.
then kind of get off and move on. But you know, you gotta be there for the folks for the live stream, right? This is good quality afternoon entertainment.
It's afternoon. Oh la.
I don't know. Entertainment may be too strong of a word.
Ooh, a line art variant of Wraith of God. What's
Yeah,
that
didn't we
mean?
just talk about that? Where
I was just looking at it, but what does that mean?
I'm only here to nag Aaron to do a line art variant of Wraith of God. Well, here's the issue, and I did bring this up at the start of the stream, is that you're talking about a complete new comic book. Okay, so it's a complete print job of a black and white comic, and so
We would talk about that yesterday a little bit.
yeah, so you're talking thousands of dollars to print that, and it's like, well, am I going to have enough people that actually want it to make it worthwhile to
once they
print
see your
it?
inks, yes.
Yeah, it's hard to kind of sell it
and
before
doing
they
the bigger, so they can really the bigger
the artist
format.
edition.
Yeah, so they can really see your inking and your.
Yeah, I think
Detail.
it's a possibility of
I'm
something
working on it. I'm working on it.
that I would do later on down the line when I felt more comfortable that people were
Yeah.
willing to support it, or at
Yeah.
least enough people willing to
People
support
see
it.
your pages and go, "Oh my gosh," because it does. You lose a little bit in the coloring.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
different
Because I
animal.
mean, you can't help but not. It's not anything on the colors.
It's a different animal when the colors gets done with it than it was in its black and
Yeah.
white form.
So when the campaign's closed, do you think you'll be streaming less? I don't know. Because he's got work right now. He's like, I've got to get that beer label done. I've got to get that pop-up book done.
Well, the pop-up book, I'm waiting on them, and
Yeah.
the
But once,
beer label is almost inked, as you can see over there on my drafting table.
oh yeah.
So I have been working on it. But yeah, I'll do the professionals on Thursday night, then I'll do my regular Sunday show, or we'll do our regular Sunday show, and that'll
That's
well,
so sweet.
it is you are Shelley Showtime, so
Oh my gosh, it's so funny.
there is an expectation,
If my parents knew that, from growing up so shy that I would do that, they wouldn't understand at first place, but they would be amazed. Crazy.
Darker hair.
So make it a newspaper would be fun. Like lots of time for that since you're doing $100,000 campaigns.
Well, we'll
Okay,
see
we'll take it.
if we get there. Yeah,
We'll
we'll
take
see if
it.
we get there.
Yeah.
Aaron Lopresti, the 1886 newspaper would be fun.
Oh, I'm always invited. Thanks.
But it seems there is some interest in me doing a like an ash can with the layouts for the comic in it,
Oh,
because I know exactly how much it would cost to get that printed up, and that's one I could actually print to order too, so it wouldn't be, I wouldn't have to print 2,000 copies and then have like 100, 50 people get it or whatever.
well, thanks, Son of Liberty Radio. This campaign will definitely hit 100K. Wow. Gives me goosebumps.
Well, I hope you're right, man,
Yeah.
because it's
just crazy, though.
you just never
It's
know.
cool.
In case you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm using the cigar as the light source, and so we have a hot light right in here, and then it's going to go to shadow back here.
Gotcha.
And I'm using warm gray because I'm going to color orange over the top of this.
Yeah, so what is an ash can and why do they call it that?
Well, what they used to do back in the old days, and then kind of got revitalized in the image days, was they would print up a what they called an ash can edition of a comic book, right? And it was like a tryout, like a mini tryout in black and white that they might, hand out. Like there's an ash can, I believe, of Submariner #1 from 1939. And they would throw them away. They would just like to try it out to see what it would look like. What kind of response people, do they like it, do they not? It was never really meant to, be something you'd sell big copies of. It was just kind of to test out the product. And they sort of came back strong with Image Comics when they were all doing ash cans to promote their books. So you could buy the small version for $15 of the comic before it came out, and it would have, some pages from the book in it, and it would have like sketches and roughs and things like that.
Oh, cool.
In it, so you get like a little preview behind the scenes. In fact, if you would hand me a piece of 8.5 by 11 paper.
Mhm.
So basically what you do is this is the size of your average ash can, is 8.5 by 11 folded in half.
Mhm.
And then it would be,
1/4 by 5.5.
exactly.
See how this did that math for me.
Yeah. And so then you'd get your staples in the spine, which we call saddle stitching. And, it would be maybe 16 pages, 24 pages, something like that. And that's basically what an ash can is. Maybe you can borrow an 1860s newspaper from Art to
Oh my
that was pretty good. That was pretty good. Poor Art. Poor Artemis to bear.
That's so funny.
Well, Fox, all you can do is what you can
Yep.
do, man. We appreciate you sending it around.
That's for sure. And plus, back to school stuff. That's why they go on for a little while, waiting for next payday or any of that stuff.
Yeah, there you go. First ash can I ever bought was Joe Quesada's Ash book, just because I had no clue what this strange mini comic was.
You used to do your sketchbooks like that.
Yeah, they were small pamphlet size like that.
And then we would staple them.
Yep.
Ugh. We thought, man, this is going to be it. This is awesome.
All 50 copies. We're going to get rich.
I'm throwing money, jumping on the bed. Oh my gosh. Do you have any thought on how Ben Grimm's, I can't read it.
Do you have any thoughts on how Ben Grimm's craggy features have changed with individual artists over time?
Okay, I have to say my eyes are so blurry right now that I thought it said crappy. So that's why I didn't finish.
The interesting thing about Ben Grimm is I didn't like the kind of the gloppy Ben Grimm that Kirby first came up with, because I think he hadn't quite figured him out. I do prefer that sort of traditional look that Kirby gave him when he first got it all figured out, and then of course Buscema kept it up. But Barry Smith did a really nice version, I thought. If you guys haven't seen his Marvel Fanfare issue with the Thing in it,
oh,
bless you.
Excuse me, that one snuck up on me.
I don't like people trying to humanize him too much. Make him look, his features, like in his body shape, being too normal. I like kind of the big, bouldery, rocky kind of effect. I just saw something Terry Dodson posted. It was, I guess it was an FF cover, but it has the Thing on it. And he did a really nice job on it, on his face, I thought.
So Jimmy wants to know if you have other hobbies. Cooking.
Yeah, I used to be a pretty big basketball player, but those days are gone. So I don't really play basketball anymore. And I used to, I collect a lot of things. Movie posters, toys. Not toys so much anymore because I don't really have any place to put them. Same with the movie posters.
Yeah, we have a lot of those. But
cameras.
No, Jimmy, I'm the history person who loves to read, so I should have, I guess, done some reading about the 1880s or something.
Well, I got to ask that question earlier about the research I did for the story, and I said I kind of researched what I needed to know to tell the story. Like I got a lot of information on the Salvation Army. I got a lot of information on what was going on in the railroads and stuff like that during, in modes of transportation in 1883 and things like that.
Oh, he collects followers and backers too. Oh,
I'm trying.
That is so awesome. Oh my gosh.
Statistical zero.
Jimmy likes the thing.
Okay, so.
I love your use of markers and how you can see it used to bug me. Like I used to think that markers had to be solid.
Right, really.
But I really like that texture.
Well, if you go in trying to make it look like an airbrush, you're going to fail. Yeah. And it's really, really hard. And if you go in trying to make the pattern be more stylized, so you're actually using the natural look of the way the marker lays to your advantage, it's much easier.
I'm actually kind of almost in between books. I'm gonna have to just read a good book on the Crusades.
You read everything digitally now, don't you?
Yeah, that way I don't. Now that I'm old and I'm becoming my mother, I have to have readers, and so it's yeah. So at night when you're trying to lay down but have to wear glasses, it's kind of dumb. And so I just put bigger font on the iPad, but then I get digital eye strain, which I have right now. So just a little bit at a time, because then that'd be stupid to wear my blue light blocker glasses, because I'm trying to get away from wearing the glasses to read. So
It doesn't make any sense.
not one. You know, I was looking back. Yeah, sometimes we watch the show just to see how dumb we are. And we could not keep up with the comments. There was a bunch of stuff that got missed because it was just so. But I guess that's why what is that thing called, the super chat? Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, we never answered that. Oh no.
Well, it's particularly hard when you're drawing.
Right.
To keep an eye on comments.
Yeah.
And so I get, I'll look up every, minute or 45 seconds or something, and I may have missed.
Yeah. So if we miss something, sorry. Yeah.
Personal. So is that loud enough, that noise? From drawing to the colored pencil over the top of the paper.
This shows the texture.
This paper.
Are you going to do the blendy smooshy thing?
A little bit.
Yeah. That's the technical term. Blendy smooshy. Oh gosh. Yeah, Jimmy, my mom used to, yeah. Well, see, if you get the Dollar Tree ones or whatever, then you can, they always have to match my outfit when I was teaching. So
with the glasses?
Yeah. So my mom had a ton of them too. And then she would go, have you guys seen my glasses? And there'd be like 3 pairs sitting on top of her head.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, diabetes doesn't help that either, does it? No. Oh, Jimmy, you're still a baby. I'm older than you. I don't mind saying it. I'm 55. How old are you, Aaron? Do you mind saying?
Well, I don't think it's, no one's looking at me going, oh, that guy's still in his 30s. So.
Well, not me anymore, because.
I'm older than Shelley, but not as old as Art Taber or Graham Nolan.
Who is really?
It's true. Right. No one's as old as Art.
Yeah. Jimmy, you're happy if you're wearing matching socks. Most kids can't do that. Heaven forbid they should.
My daughter doesn't wear matching socks.
No, it's easier that way, apparently. So I quit trying to match up her socks. I just throw them in. Yes, I still do her laundry.
And we still drive her around.
Yeah. Yep, age is just a number. Because inside, sometimes even in my brain, I'm a 12-year-old boy. Right? So,
I hope you never were actually a 12-year-old boy.
No, but I'm just weird like that. Oh, Jimmy says, Jesus isn't as old as Art. Ooh, that's a poster right there. Loving it.
So I'm just going to cross hatch over here, as I'm doing very loosely. This color. And then we'll get the smooshy thing that Shelley was talking about.
Smooshy blendy thing.
Smooshy blendy thing, if I can find it. There it is.
I can always find the smooshy. Look at that. Quality materials.
Well, toilet paper was very rare
for many things.
for a while. Well, it was rare for a while, so I don't want to waste any of it. So I use it as much as I can. Right?
He's still into that, like, we only have 36 rolls left. I better go buy some more.
Look how soft this edge is on this, though, now.
Yeah, that's why I was asking it like that.
It's almost airbrushy-esque.
And it softens that really nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then I'll do this, and then I need to go in here with a little bit of this, which we like to call yellow.
So
I'm
yeah,
gonna-
Jimmy, Aaron's got lots of prints. Are they on your webpage?
Yeah, all my prints are on my website.
Some big ones. How big are the
They're all 11 by 17.
17? Yeah.
Now the prints for the campaign won't be that big because they'll have to fit in the same mailer, which is kind of a drag. So I really wanted to do like these giant prints, but it would require too much postage and then another box to mail it in, and that's never a smart thing. So
what kind of pencils do you like? Prismacolor?
whatever, I've got a variety. See how I can't, there we go. You can kind of see the yellow in there, so it gives it that sort of warm glow. And it
There's
gets darker.
yeah, there isn't really a single brand that you use.
No, I've got colored pencils from high school. I think I had when I was in high school, but I've still used if they're still long enough that I can sharpen them.
But they're definitely not Crayola.
No, I've actually used Crayola.
Have you?
Before. Yeah.
Wow.
The Crayola is not like a crayon, but they actually do make colored
I
pencils.
think you can eat them. They're non-toxic, right? Because kids will eat them.
Yeah.
Not that you're gonna, but
Is there a blue pencil someplace? Yeah, I mean.
and
look at
our
that.
fancy
I don't even-
storage.
I mean, I've had some of these 30 years.
Do you ever watch Stargirl?
I never have.
No, I haven't. I don't really. I don't watch a lot of TV. I watch a lot of just streaming stuff because I hate commercials. But it takes a lot. Plus, if I get into something that's a series, I wait because I'm not patient. So I'd rather just like binge watch it all at once. And yeah, fortunately, I sleep a lot. So a lot of times I'll fall asleep and then not remember what I watched. And so then I get to go back. So it's kind of like I get to enjoy it more than once and still think it's once. Booyah, hun. 64.5.
We're 15 away from 900.
Oh my gosh.
900 backers. I really would like to get to 1,000 backers because to me, I mean, the dollar amount's important, obviously, because you got to pay for the project, but the amount of people actually reading the book is super important to me.
Yeah.
Because that's where, you want to grow an audience and you want people to be, you'd rather have 1,000 people buy one book than one person buy 1,000 books, right?
Yep.
So
They're pretty simple people. I mean, we've never had loads of money, so it doesn't matter.
that's true. I don't really approach life that way. I sort of, success has always been, having people like and respect your work. Whether that translates into dollars or not is.
Jeff, are you subliminally like requesting that we all have a shot of tequila with the lime button?
Hey, let's clobber that line button.
Love it. Yes, that like button. That's fun. Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, I remember just going back to like reading the comments, going, "Oh my gosh, how did we miss that one? That's a good question." Or, yeah. So that's why I started doing the computer thing too, just in case I. Oh, Jeff, that was so funny. You don't need to be forgiven. It kind of made my day, actually.
Hit the old lime button.
Love that. Awesome.
Okay, so I need. What do I need?
Hey, Power Up, Jay. Good evening. Yeah, oh my gosh, it is, isn't it?
There's a lot of guys showing up on the East Coast.
Yeah, loving it. Well, their work day is done, probably.
Yep.
Right? And ours are just stopping. So I have to admit, I'm kind of a loser. I slept in quite a bit. Well, I was up all night.
Yeah,
So.
you just had recent nerve ablations. That takes a lot
Yeah,
out
I'm
of
in a little bit of pain. Today's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Yesterday was kind of yucky.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yesterday was about what you expected, but yeah, you've done all right today.
Yeah. Barely even moved my head yesterday without all sorts of stuff. But hopefully it'll help. And then I'm going to go back in and get another steroid injections in the occipital nerves, and hopefully,
Good times.
man, I'm fun. You really lucked out.
Yeah. What? No, but you know, the thing with Shelley is she's incredibly supportive, and in this kind of career, there's really nothing more valuable than that.
Oh, thanks.
And she's always been.
You're not on, sweetie.
Sure, she's a pain in the butt a lot of the times, but she's always, despite that, has always been super supportive.
Well,
And
and
I
you
really appreciate
too.
that.
I mean,
You start teaching her pretty soon, don't you?
tomorrow. Well, we have in service.
Yeah, you get students when, next week?
Yeah. My whole 2 classes of 18 kids, I think. Private schools,
Well,
awesome.
Considering that you had like, when did you end up your last year at public school? You had like 60 kids in your class or something?
I think my biggest
ridiculous,
one
like-
was 46, but I had
46.
220 students on my roll
Ugh.
my last year teaching full time. So yeah,
Crazy.
and then I would, last thing I think about, first thing, when I woke up, I think about, okay, who do I need to talk to today? Who seemed sad the other day, and and I would remember like, all of their handwritings, and it was nuts. Now I can't even remember what I ate for dinner last night. My brain is so smooshed.
Put a little highlights here just for the sake of it, because it's David Williams
I was
turned me
gonna
on to
say,
this
loves
pen.
that thing.
I can't stop using
I
it.
know what I'm getting you for Christmas.
This is about yeah, there's a whole package full of these pens. See, it's sort of running out.
Jeff, I must own this piece. Yeah, I think you should do a book of your favorite sketches. I don't know if that's
almost-
copyright.
You know,
or not,
well, okay, that's the issue, because it's all like Marvel and DC characters. I have to get permission from
well,
them.
they're gonna go under anyway. So.
This is-
Oh, that was loud. Sorry.
somebody is yeah, and according to the people on Twitter, I'll never work in this town again, so they probably
Right.
wouldn't give me permission now to do it anyway.
And I am the worst person ever.
So but yeah, I did think about doing that, and I did look into it,
Hmm.
talking to someone at DC, but I don't even know if those people are still there at DC anymore.
All right, Jeff Stout, throw away. Wants to throw money at you, honey.
$150.
Oh, Jeff, your youngest, how old is he? Taking his first trip on an airplane. Wow. We sent our daughter off by herself on an airplane for the first time. I think she was a junior in high school. She was on tour with a dance company. So about every other weekend on Fridays, she'd jump on a plane and go the weekend and dance and help the professionals teach classes. Oh yeah, Jeff, 19, yeah. But you know what? How many times I tell her, like, there'll be people there that'll answer your questions and help you. And the first time she went through LAX together, or by herself, I was a little nervous, but I figured once she did that, the rest was, at first I thought, well, maybe I'll go with her. And I'm like, because they arranged everything for like who picked her up and when, and where they, where they were staying. They had all their arrangements, and we just had to get her there, and then they took care of everything else. So,
do you guys know who Chris Stevens is? Because if you don't, you should follow him on Instagram. And really good guy, friend of mine, very supportive, if you know what I mean. And he oh, so if
cracks me up.
who Dan?
Yeah.
He is funny. He's
Yeah.
got a good heart. He's got a
Mhm.
potty mouth, but he's got a good
sincere.
heart.
He's sincere in his potty
Yes,
mouth. I like.
yes.
Yeah. I mean, there's, I guess, we're not big swearers,
No.
but when it enhances the conversation sometimes, I think it might be a little funny. We're just more, I don't know, old.
Well.
We just don't, yeah.
So to answer this question, I could. I mean, just like because people do a painted book, you could do a with a marker. It's just super time consuming. That's why a lot of people don't do. It's much faster to have them to digitally color the books. And when you're dealing with comic books that come out, monthly, that's kind of an important deal is speed. And so, but I think people that would do painted books, Adam Hughes, all of his covers and stuff are all colored with gray markers, and then he goes in and colorizes them in Photoshop. But all like the painterly look and all that, that's all markers. And then he goes in and just adds color. I mean, it's more complicated than that, obviously, but then he goes in and
yeah, sentence enhancers. That's what I was thinking. Oh, that's so funny. And yeah, the technical terms, fuddy-duddies.
Yes, that's what we are.
Yeah.
Especially me. No
well,
fun.
No sometimes
fun at the
I'll cut loose and then go, oops, potty mouth.
Yeah, Shelley is
swear
95% more likely to swear than I am.
That's a little higher than that, I think. Oh, gosh.
I thought we had 885 backers.
You need to refresh.
Oh, okay, we do.
What were you saying? Ripping on me about being techno or something?
No, I would never. You're where I go to get technical advice. I can't figure this crap out.
Well, I need advice, really. Right?
Well, yeah, but when I get stuck on technical issues, it's not like I call the Geek Squad. I call Shelley first, and if she can't figure it out, well, then we.
Oh my gosh, it's funny. Okay, this Darth Josh. It's freaking me out a little bit. It's not what our Josh, we'd say Darsh.
Yeah, Darth Vader. That's what we used to call him. Oh, wait a minute. That's not what that is true. Okay. I was just wondering if maybe the colors didn't transfer correctly to print or the like, because I think your markers look way better than computer colors. Thank you. Well, because it is more like painting, and that is the problem. And a lot of guys they curse up and down doing a painting and then having to scan it, and it never comes out.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to, then you're sitting there adjusting everything to get the colors right. It's really super hard. Whereas if you color in Photoshop, then it's already computer coloring. So you're already seeing how it's going to print out. And that's why, digital is preferred, because it is really super hard, especially in comics, because they're not going to spend the time like you would in an art book to photograph everything correctly and adjust everything correctly so the colors are perfect. It just requires a lot of work.
You spend a lot of time working with your scanners, trying to make sure they're.
Yes, and then you still.
And then you buy like a super expensive, ginormous one, and you're still. But you've gotten.
So Jeff Stout says he wants this. If you do, it's $150.
Yeah, he said he's in DM later.
Okay, so then that's sold to Jeffy. You sign it, because that's what I do after I draw stuff.
So AJ, going back to school to be an engineer is good choice.
That is a good choice. You want to talk about job security? Geez,
yeah. And trying to. Oh, did you show them that?
Yeah. Oh. So let's review what we learned on today's show.
Good teaching. What did we do today?
We did markers and colored pencils here for the thing.
Everybody check. Good. Okay.
We laid the marker down first, and then colored pencil over the top. We used the smooshy thing,
smudgy
to get a softer blend to the colors. Then we did 3, but this one, So these are really kind of the two that everybody sort of gravitated to.
I love.
Well, that was Lady Celtic.
Yes, I was online. Yeah.
Dropped that, and I thought that was a great idea. And then, of course, Rodney Olabari suggested drawing a rosary around for the border, which I thought, that's pretty good.
Wow.
I like that. And Rodney suggested the Salvation Army symbol, which I thought might be copyright problems. But who suggested the? Was it Jeff Stout? That suggested the rosary. I can't remember now, but somebody did.
Thanks, Jimmy.
And Vic says, I would back a godlike cover from you. Well, thank you very much, Vic. I appreciate that. Vic, you're 72 years old, going back to get your
There you go.
GED. Look at you go,
Never too
man.
late. Oh, you'll love calculus. Well, I do a little bit. I tutor calculus.
Shelley loves calculus because it's challenging.
Yeah.
Um,
Thermodynamics.
So anyway, one of
Anyway.
these is going to end up the final card, and I don't know what I'm going to do with the other design. So you guys seem to be on board with me maybe adding a tier for an ash can of the
Yes.
layouts.
Yes, I was. Oh my gosh, I was going to bring that up later. Good job.
So
Oh, Jeff popped some more differential equations. Yep, I'm doing that right now. Helping out a kid. Fluid dynamics. No. Physics. Well, I teach AP
Wait.
physics.
now I don't know combustible Shelley.
Yep.
Okay, so explain this, Jimmy. Poor John. That was such a mess up with his camp, not having any extra covers. You think? Is that what you're suggesting? Because I don't think he did he? Well, you can't say it was a mess up because the guy pulled in 185,000 in the first 30 days, so that's a pretty successful campaign.
Yeah. The wife had a BS in mechanical engineering. Wow. Some brainiacs.
Thank you, Vic. I appreciate it, man. AJ Tom's listening while lifting weights. I remember lifting weights.
Oh, do you remember then when we used to do that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
shoulder,
Gravity
my
was
shoulder
not
still,
so strong back then.
my shoulder still bothers me 6 months later.
Oh yeah, well, forever.
Great. But yeah,
Sorry.
so I'm trying to get back into working out again, which was used to be pretty much a standard for us. But
Well, it was easier for me to work out when obviously was younger, but got taught to work out, or not taught, got paid to work out. I
There
taught
you go.
aerobics for 20 years.
It's a good idea right there.
Yeah.
let's talk, of course, about
Ooh,
the eyes.
Yeah, old man, way to go. Nice.
Oh, Shane says he's doing one for the next campaign. All right.
Gotcha. But no, I think adding a tier.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. Kind of spice it up a little bit. Throw some new,
Busted.
some new stuff on there. I want to get this card art done and posted on the. I'm leaning this direction.
Well, okay, so is that going to be a companion piece for the Wraith card?
hmm
The Wraith is holding something out in front as well, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean it's breaking the panel border. Let's take a quick look at that again for Shelley's sake.
Sorry, I was getting my coffee probably. Oh,
So that's the Wraith card.
yeah.
So I do kind of like the one where she's holding the cross. It's
I
just
just
a little bit different.
Think that it makes a powerful statement.
Well, it's about her character. I mean, it sort of speaks
Can she
about her
hold it out
character.
more? So it makes it look like when he's holding it out. Can she go like this, kind of? I don't know.
Mm,
But then she'd lose her elbows.
I kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so maybe I'm not giving 100%. That's what I'm going to do, but it seems to be
Ooh,
leaning in
have
that
to-
direction.
Wait and see, and you guys have some inside scoop.
Yeah. So everybody, let's take a moment
Yes.
and remind everybody to do this.
Oh yeah.
Because that's important, I think.
And of course, tell everybody about Back and Wraith. People that you know, people that you don't know, people you like, people that you don't like.
That's
whoever.
true. Well, there's a wide variety out there these days. So anyway, yes. Let me change cameras here. As Shelley dodges out of the way.
Yep.
No, I don't want to be on
I
camera.
haven't even brushed my hair. I'm just barely out of bed.
So there I am, and Shelley's right over there.
Hiding.
Yeah, so see that gives you a little bit better. You can see that yellow in there a little bit better.
Job. I like it a lot.
So there you go. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
So that's Jeff Stout's baby, apparently. And again, we're looking at that. And we're looking at this one, which I kind of dig. I may go. It's always ends up being your first idea. Ends up always being your best.
So I would say go with your gut.
So anyway, I want to get working on that. I want to get Terry's cover inked because I want to get that posted up there, so we don't have that rough up there, but at least have some finished black and white work before I get that colored.
Well, you got nothing to do then, do you?
No, nothing
and
at
then take our
all.
daughter to college on Thursday.
That's right. Whew,
Are you doing the show
the
Sunday?
challenge.
You'll be back, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, yeah, 2 weeks.
Oh, you're not doing it this weekend?
What show? Oh, you mean our
Oh, the Sunday show.
yeah, the Sunday
show.
show. Oh, heck yeah, because I'll be
Okay.
back on Saturday
And then-
afternoon, so we'll do the Sunday show,
Then you're gonna do Portland.
and then the Portland Rose City Comic Con after that, the following weekend. So a lot of stuff coming up, and like I said, once I get this commercial work out of the way, it frees me up to work on nothing but Wraith stuff.
Yeah.
And that stuff's going to be coming fast and furious because I know we're going to hit 70 here pretty soon. I feel it in my bones, and that'll be another print.
Oh, baby.
So a lot of good stuff.
Lots of
And
good stuff.
anyway, thank you all for jumping in and joining me on this. We got quite a viewership
Mhm.
going right now for last minute. I'm very pleased. Thank you so much, you guys, for.
Thank you, friends.
Wait a minute. I got to address this before I go. Bedhead, not Aaron problem. Yeah, well,
I'm sorry, my cackle is so loud.
but this is a problem for you, Dan. So,
But Shelly, she got a bad bedhead problem. I got lots of hairs.
yeah, you got a lot of hair. I don't. So, anyway,
It's so good. Hey, he does save a lot of money in haircuts and shampoo and
boy, you got that right.
time.
That's
Yeah,
right.
You don't know, like, you got curl your hair, you got product. Yeah.
That's right. I don't have to worry about any of that
No.
anymore. Now, the question is, do I go in and color this beard mustache? Because everybody else is doing it. It's kind of, I thought we were going to do it as a live stream, and then apparently
I'll do it.
Andy
for
couldn't wait.
Yeah.
And just,
you. Do you
so-
formula or just full on?
no, I think you could grease. I mean, that when you do the color, it looks like it's colored to me.
Yeah.
I want something that looks a little
Good.
more natural, don't you think?
Yeah. And then we'll also do it on your eyebrows. You'll look very Doctor Strange-ish.
Well, my eyebrows aren't really gray, are they?
I don't know. I put stuff on mine today.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. So
Do
we're,
not color your facial hair.
oh, see, Jiminy's not on board with that at all.
Oh, yeah. Shelly versus the jellyfish monster for your next campaign.
I'm going to try not to comment.
Yes.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate
La
that.
revolution! Color your facial hair. Revolution!
Right. Okay. So I won't be on the professionals Thursday because I will be out of town. Unfortunately, we were going to do the third trivia show when those are a blast, but we're going to have to wait till the
The
next
week now,
one.
yeah.
I'll host the following week. But I will be back Sunday. Shelley and I will be back for the Sunday show, the big show, and
It's a really big show.
with lots of fun stuff going on. K Manifesto just dropped in at the last minute to give a pump for Empire
Aw.
Comics and Wraith of God. Appreciate that,
Awesome.
K Manifesto. He'll be drawn in the comic, actually. So, anyway, what are you
Jeff.
laughing about? I'm trying
Jeff,
to get out of here.
I
You're
know
like,
coloring your beard is far cheaper substitute for buying a BMW when you're going through your midlife crisis.
yeah,
Well,
not
if this
that
is only
true.
midlife for us, we're doing all right because we'll
Yeah.
live into our hundreds.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I
But-
want to live that long.
I think we're on the downhill from here. Just
Yeah,
gonna
we're on
tuck
the-
and roll.
We're on the backside of life right now.
Just tuck and roll.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your evening. I hope it goes well. And who knows, might be back tomorrow.
Oh, maybe.
You just never know.
Yeah.
So anyway, thank you all and good night. We're out of here.